Hi everyone, this is Allie Wise from Grief and Grace, and today I am talking about weeks 32, 33, and 34. I am currently 35 weeks pregnant today, which is really exciting because this is the longest that I've ever been pregnant so far. My twins came at 34 weeks. My water broke spontaneously at 34 weeks and 1 day. And then they arrived the next day, 34 weeks and 2 days. So being 35 weeks pregnant was definitely a milestone to get to. And obviously I'm hoping that baby hangs out for a little while longer. But nonetheless, it is exciting to be this far along with this baby. So I just wrote some notes down to keep me on track. The kids are taking a nap right now. We just got back from mom's group. So, excuse me. So basically, I know I've been talking about this the last few videos, that I've been trying to just slow down a little bit, finish out some commitments. I finished up a book club, and I let my neighbors know that I'm gonna have to take a step back from that for a while. I also finished every other Wednesday nights from September to May. I just started doing this in January, but I go to a mom's night mom's group. What am I trying to say? It's a mom's group at night, so on Wednesday nights, and it's through church, and it's been really lovely going to that. So I've been doing that for almost a year. I started at the end of January, and so I finished that out. They are meeting one more time, but I basically just kind of had to say that I need to take a step back for now, just to slow down. I'm getting really uncomfortable at night. Pretty much every night by like 6:30, I have to be on my heating pad on the couch with my feet up on my yoga ball or sitting on my yoga ball. Even at the last mom's group meeting at night, I asked to sit on her yoga ball because I'm just getting uncomfortable. So it's definitely time to slow down and lessen the commitments, finish up commitments. But what was nice is I wrote down, we did a mom's night out, which was really fun. We got dinner and just hung out together, and they had a little sprinkle for me and for another girl in the group who's pregnant. We're a day apart, so I'm due on Christmas and she's due the day after. So that was just really fun to get out, have a mom's night out, and that was super, super sweet. I did host a Bible study, so I finished up Bible study, and they are still meeting, until Thanksgiving, but I just, again, had to take a step back. I finished that out, just trying to slow down and do what I can, which I don't know, for some of you it might sound like 35 weeks isn't even that far along, but for me, this is the longest I've been pregnant so far, and I'm just really feeling my body telling me to just lessen the load a bit and just relax and try to find a little bit of rest in this season before the baby comes. I had another appointment with my OB, but this time I actually met the other OB in the practice. So it's two guys, and he's gonna pretty much be my backup OB. So I'm due on Christmas Day, and my OB is going on vacation the day after Christmas, and he won't be back until after the new year. So if baby doesn't come by Christmas, my doctor will not be there, but his backup doctor should be there. I met him. He's really nice. I feel comfortable with him. We definitely seem on the same page with things, and so he said he should be there. He said he doesn't have plans for Christmas, so he should be there. So hopefully baby comes and at least one of them is there. I'd really like to be with somebody who I know, I've worked with, I feel comfortable with, because with my twins, my doctor was out of town at a conference, and I was with a doctor who I did not feel comfortable with and did not jive with. So hopefully all goes well where at least one of them will be there. I did have a scare. So I met him, I was around 33 and a half weeks pregnant. I had a scare the night before. It was a scare for me. Which was probably me being a little bit overly anxious, but I'm sure a lot of you have heard of count the kicks. So when you're in the third trimester and you're feeling baby move a lot more, you're supposed to pick a time around the same time every day where you try to count at least 10 kicks, 10 movements, just to make sure baby is doing well. Well, there was one night around 33 and a half weeks where my son was up, he was hungry, and in the middle of the night, he wanted to be rocked, he wanted to eat, he wanted to have his back rubbed. So I was up for a bit with him. I think I was already up because I had to go to the bathroom and then couldn't get back to sleep. And then he got up and I just wasn't going back to bed right away, right? So once I finally got him down and then I was laying in bed, I just had a realization that, oh wow, I haven't felt the baby moving in a while. How long has it been? Has it been hours? Has it been all day? Has it been 12 hours? I didn't know the last time that I actually noticed movement. And I should say, I notice movement pretty much every day, but I'm not gonna lie, like my experience with this pregnancy has been a lot different than my experience with my twins. When I had my twins, they were my first children, right? My first and second child, but first pregnancy. And I didn't have a lot of distractions going on. I was still working. I was working full time, but like most of my focus was on the pregnancy, on the babies, talking to them, singing to them, making sure things were going well. I'm a lot more distracted now. I've got twin toddlers. I am still working part-time, trying to keep up with the household. You know, I'm a lot more distracted, so I'm not as aware and focusing my attention and energy on baby. So, yeah, it just kind of scared me thinking about, oh yeah, when was the last time I felt movement? Has this been a while? And normally when I'm trying to sleep, I do feel baby moving. So I was just getting really concerned. So what I did was I had a glass of orange juice, because I read if you have some sugar, have some juice, that could maybe help get baby, get baby moving a little bit more. So I did have a glass of orange juice. I laid on the couch on my left-hand side, read a book for maybe like a half hour to an hour. And then I did finally notice more movement. And then I was thankfully already scheduled to see this OB the next day. So I told him my concerns. And I did start, feeling movement again. But he basically said as long as 48 hours haven't gone by where you're not feeling anything, they're really not as concerned. Like babies have, their sleep windows, their wake windows, and as long as you feel something within a few days, that's what he was saying. So I probably did jump the gun, but with everything, with experiencing pregnancy after loss, having my miscarriages, just going through all of this, I definitely am a lot more anxious this pregnancy than I was in my pregnancy with my twins. So I might be reading into things and jumping the gun and just being a little bit more anxious, but it's because I feel it's because I had the experience with loss. So now I'm just hyper aware of what can happen and what can go wrong. But he did make me feel at ease, and he did schedule an ultrasound. The baby did well on the Doppler. He wasn't concerned, but he said, let's just schedule an ultrasound and make sure that baby's doing well. And I think I mentioned in a previous video that my last ultrasound was my anatomy scan, and I wasn't really planning on doing any more ultrasounds unless there were concerns. So yeah, since I had a concern, I just figured, what the heck, let's go look at baby, and then I can get updated pictures and see baby again. So I did have my ultrasound yesterday. Baby's doing so well. Growth seems to be doing well. Baby is head down, which I am only 35 weeks. So it's a good sign, but I obviously know things can change. So I'm just going to try to do what I can to hopefully encourage baby to stay in the head down position, because I am trying to have a VBAC. I mentioned in the last video, I don't want to idolize the VBAC. It's okay if I can't have a VBAC and something happens and it's medically necessary to have another C-section, but my goal ultimately is to have a VBAC. So if baby's doing well, looking well, and head down, we should be on course to do that. I'm trying to see what else. I'm now seeing my chiropractor weekly and for the Webster technique. So I definitely mentioned that the Webster technique is just really good for positioning, feeling good during the pregnancy. It's definitely been helping me with pain I've been having. So I haven't had any more of the symphysis pubis dysfunction issues, which has been great. The only thing I am still having, and why I'm on my heating pad every night, is my butt just hurts. My butt muscles really hurt, especially my left butt cheek. TMI, I don't know why it's my left, but when I step over a gate, I notice it too, and I'm trying to think like what else really triggers it. I think when I get up from laying down on the couch or in bed, I sometimes just get some sciatica pain, and it's just like a shooting pain from my low back through my left butt cheek. So that's also been helping me, is getting the Webster technique and just trying to loosen everything up. And so I am going weekly now, which has been helpful. I went to the dentist to get my teeth cleaned. I don't know if you've read about women experiencing dental problems when they're pregnant. Thankfully, that has not been the case, but I have prioritized going to the dentist definitely while pregnant, and especially because once baby's here, hopefully I can fit in the dentist, but it was better for me to go before baby comes, and then I have some leeway until I'm due again, because it's going to be a little wild, especially trying to navigate schedules with 3 kids and trying to go to the dentist and things like that. We had a play date with my mom friend who has triplets, which was really nice because the kids haven't seen her girls in over a year. So that was really fun to get together. If you are a mom of multiples, or if you are expecting multiples, I definitely recommend getting connected with other moms who also have multiples. So multiples meaning they have twins, triplets, etc., more than one kid in a pregnancy. Because it's just a totally different experience, right? Having multiples, and it's good to connect with other mom friends who have multiples and just get it. Okay, what else was I saying? Yeah, so I just wrote down notes. We finally went to the farmer's market to stock up on some things. I always try to get a big 5-pound jar of raw honey before they close for the season, because we love honey around here. So we got that. I got some Christmas gifts. I am trying to finish up Christmas shopping, wrapping before Thanksgiving, which is a week from today. So that's something I'm going to be focusing on over the next week, is definitely getting all that done, because pretty much come Thanksgiving Day, I'll be 36 weeks. I just want to get through Thanksgiving Day, and then I want to be ready for anything. Obviously, it is still a little early, but I just want to be ready for anything. Let's see. A few days ago, it was the anniversary of Hannah's death. So Hannah is my child that I miscarried at 11 and a half weeks gestation. And so that was hard. But I will say I went into it really trying to make that day stress-free as much as possible. Low pressure, low expectations. The kids and we had an easy morning, no plans. We went to Chick-fil-A, picked up breakfast. We had a late breakfast, early lunch with that. Came home, they played outside. Actually, before that, we did do a pickup order at Walmart. But yeah, played outside, relaxed. My husband came home and made cheeseburger smash burgers. I wanted to have a really relaxing day where there was no pressure and I wasn't doing too much, because I figured it was obviously going to be a very, very hard day. But yeah, so just trying to think of ways that we can honor her each year on the day that we view her heaven date, which is November 18th. I'm very curious if you have any traditions that you do on the anniversary date, whether it was your due date or the date that you view as your child's heaven date. I'd just be curious what you do. What we're planning on doing is every year I would like to do just something for dinner, like take out something just to honor her, because, you know, for birthdays and things like that, we typically like either make a special meal or things like that. So things like that, and organizations that we want to donate to in her honor and her memory. But I'd be curious what your thoughts are on that and what you do to honor and celebrate your child in heaven. I think that's pretty much it for the update. So yeah, I'm just trying to slow down and be in a season of rest, which is nice because we're heading into Advent season and Christmas, and before that, Thanksgiving. So just spending time with family and trying not to put too much pressure on myself and on commitments and things like that. Okay, so the song for the week is Rest on Us by Housefires. And then the verse of the week, I'm just going to open up the Bible, Philippians chapter 4, verse 19. And my God will supply all your needs according to his riches in glory in Christ Jesus. I am praying for all of you. I hope that you're having a wonderful week. Let me know how you're feeling, what week you're on of gestation, when your due date is. I'd love to hear how you're doing, and I will chat with you again soon. Bye.